Welcome back to the Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Recently, we did an article with Keith Kefgen over at, I believe he pronounced it, Ethos Consulting Group, and he's managing director and CEO. One of our ongoing series of article on practical business issues being addressed. And Keith, welcome to the program. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your company.
Yeah, Kevin, thank you for letting us tell our story. Ethos Consulting Group is a year old, but it's a group of hospitality, executive search, and consulting partners globally. There are 7 partners, 10 employees, and we have 5 offices around the globe. But everything we do is specialized in hospitality, hotels, restaurants, casinos, and travel-related services.
Very good. Kind of elaborate on that, hospitality.
Yeah, hospitality to us means the service industries, the classics, again, hotel, restaurant, casino, cruise, really anything with travel and service related we're working with. We think that the hospitality industry continues to grow. In fact, here in the States, the hospitality and our service industry now has and creates more jobs than manufacturing. So if you think about anytime you're servicing or dealing with people, we consider that hospitality.
Yeah, that's interesting. So kind of give me a sense of the size of businesses that you're working with.
Yeah, they really range from the big, Fortune 500 companies like Wynn Resorts, MGM in the casino space, Starwood, Hyatt in the hotel space, restaurant companies such as McDonald's and so forth, to then small operators. We work with people who might own and operate a single unit. So we're not really looking at the size of organizations. We're really looking at people's commitment to the business and are they interested in the human component of their business, because we really specialize in helping people with their human capital challenges.
Interesting. So what would you say is your sweet spot?
Yeah, our sweet spot in terms of services, most of our revenue is garnered through one of 4 services. Executive search, we're replacing mostly C-suite executives, leadership executives in the industry. We also do a fair amount of compensation consulting, especially working with publicly traded compensation committees where they're looking at how executives are paid. Is their pay fair? There's been a lot of shareholder revolt over the last number of years about how, in particular, CEOs are paid, but it really goes down to the entire executive team. So we help companies really rationalize how they pay their executive team. And then what's really kind of our newest and I think high growth area is really in executive assessment, coaching, business strategy, really helping people with the macro issues of their business instead of their micro issues.
Very interesting, very interesting. So that's great. When did your company get started, by the way?
I got started, went to school, hotel school at Cornell, called the Cornell Mafia, but a lot of people who are leaders in the hospitality industry have gone through the hotel school at Cornell, and I was lucky enough to be around a lot of very smart, very committed people to the hospitality industry. And so I've been in it now 25 years, and most of my friends and colleagues today are in leadership roles around the globe. So it's been a great network.
So with a few minutes left, your topic, which I really want people to go into depth by reading your article, our interview with you at priceofbusiness.com. But why are relationships important in sales?
Yeah, what I found when I first got into a sales environment is, again, I thought that sales was trying to sell people who I didn't know something that they didn't want. It was sort of that old classic tale of give me the A-plus leads and I'll turn them into sales. The ABCs, always be closing. And when I finally started to look at why wasn't I succeeding, it was really because I didn't think I was being myself, one. Two, I really didn't understand that really building a relationship is the key to a long-term business relationship. And it's not really about, quote-unquote, selling. It's about building a network. And I get back to that network that I talked to you about again, I'm lucky enough to be a part of at Cornell. It really is about making that network work for me. And when I started to change my thinking on what is sales, I started to see a huge uptick in my revenue production, my overall bookings, and ultimately the success of my organization. Mm-hmm. So I try to teach and tell my people that make your network work for you. Build a network. That network will always come back to help you. It's about building relationships and not about sales goals.
Got to wrap it up, Keith. Thanks so much for being with us. Your website before we let you go?
ethoscg.com, AETHOSCG.com. Best in the biz.
Thank you so much. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at USAToreview.com. And you're listening to The Price of Business.